going to talk about indigestion today. You know, when food seems to come back up or things aren't settled in your stomach. So what happens is your body naturally makes stomach acid. And as we get older, or if we have a very large meal, our stomach acid goes down. We should have a stomach acid when we're young. A healthy stomach acid is about 2.0 pH. But as we get older, it can go up to 4. So we have less capacity to digest our food. So it kind of starts to grumble and it can start to come back up. Well, we have a natural thing that we make. Our bodies actually make something called betaine HCl. Our bodies actually make this naturally, betaine HCl. But as we get older, or if we have a very large meal, we don't have enough of it. So why am I bringing this up first thing? Well, it's the betaine HCl that has a 2.0 pH. And guess what? You know that sphincter that's between your esophagus and your stomach? That sphincter, what triggers it to close is a 2.0 pH. When that senses a 2.0 pH, it says, oop, got to close it up because digestion is happening and we don't want any of that coming back up the tube, right? So our body naturally knows, okay, when digestion starts, we close it down so everything can stay in the stomach and things can go as they're supposed to. Well, as I said, as we get older, or if we have too much food in our stomach, the acids are too low. So betaine HCl supports digestion. It also supports balanced gut flora, by the way, and it activates something called pepsin. Pepsin is a type of protease, that protein digestive enzyme that our body makes when there's enough betaine. So it does many things. The biggest thing here, though, is it's the 2.0 pH that can trigger that sphincter to close. Now, a lot of people go to different medications, so to speak, to decrease the stomach acid, because when that stomach acid comes back up through the sphincter, it's very uncomfortable. Like if it's ever happened to you, it's kind of like, ugh. So, but the thing is, here's the thing that makes me crazy, is if you decrease the stomach, you in general, not you specifically, if people in general decrease the stomach acid, how does your food get digested? And then, you know, you have a gut lining. By gut, I mean your upper and lower intestines. When that food drops into your upper intestines, it should be something called chyme. It should be a liquid. But if you don't have enough stomach acid, what happens is there's big chunks of food. And that stomach lining is 1 cell thick and it's thinner than a hair. So it's almost like if you don't have enough, and I'm using a metaphor, but if you don't have enough stomach acid and that food drops in a big clump, it's kind of like throwing snowballs at a window or throwing rocks at a window. Eventually that thing's going to break open and then you have all kinds of problems with gas and bloating and food sensitivities. Leaks in the gut can start to occur. That's a whole nother thing. So indigestion, there's a few things that we can do naturally to support that. One is taking betaine HCl. Now, I personally do take this, but only occasionally. So one of the things you can do is take one of these. If you feel like at the end of the meal, things aren't going right, it feels like a little bit uncomfortable, it's starting to come back up, you can take one of these. But I do want to remind you that a healthy body naturally makes betaine HCl. So, and it is vegan. So let's say that you can't take betaine HCl, but you still have an issue with indigestion. The next opportunity you could have is Terry Naturally Heartburn Rescue. This is a capsule. You take 1 capsule. I think it's twice a day with your 2 heaviest meals. It's something called D-limonene. It comes from citrus. It's awesome. what the dilimmeline does is you take it, I think at any point in your meal, really, you take it, and then it floats. Let's say this is your stomach and here's the esophagus. It floats up like a raft, like those rafts we used to lay on in the summer on the water, those little long blow-up rafts. So what happens is this dilimmeline, it floats up on top of your food, and it creates a temporary block, so the food stays in your stomach so you can digest it. So remember, let's circle back. Why do people take the PPIs and things like that? Because the food's coming back up. They're trying to alleviate the discomfort of that acid, but in relieving that discomfort, you're also doing your body a disservice because now it can't properly digest your food, and that causes that can cause a whole bunch of other things. So this is actually a very simple option. You just take it with a meal, it floats up, temporarily blocks that, and then your body can have time to digest it. It doesn't have to be coming back up. So let's say you're one of those people who their doctor has you on something and they say, do not take anything citrus. Don't eat grapefruits. There are some people that the doctor says that to. So this would not be a good one for you because it's citrus. So what's another option? Another option, we have lots at the Fruitful Yield, is Life Extension Esophageal Guard. So this supports gastroesophageal health. Have you ever noticed when you cook with strawberries, like let's say you're whipping strawberries to make something, it kind of gets foamy? Well, they used that tendency of strawberries. This is actually an extract of strawberry. Now, what it is it's two pretty large wafers, and they're yummy. They taste like strawberry, but I have to admit they're slimy, which is the point, right? So what you do is you chew two of these wafers in your mouth. It says on the bottle, do not swallow them. They're huge. You couldn't swallow them. But anyway, you chew them, and then you have a little sip of water. I don't even take water. It just kind of slides down there. And it causes a strawberry cloud. So this one is a citrus raft. This is a strawberry cloud. So you chew it. I usually just take it after my meal if I'm starting to have an issue. If I'm not having an issue, I don't use any of these. I just take my digestive enzyme. But anyway, so the esophageal guard, it causes, it slimes down there, and then it causes a strawberry raft, which floats on top of your food and causes a temporary block so the food stays in your stomach, right? So we have three really nice options. So let's say that you're on medication and you can't take any of these. Well, we still have you. Acididil by boron. Fantastic stuff. I've used this as well. Acididil, it's for relieving stomach pain after eating, relieves stomach bloating with gas, relieves heartburn and from excessive eating and drinking, relieves heartburn with acid indigestion. So how you take this is it's 2 little tablets. You take 2 every 15 minutes for the first hour. I was flabbergasted how well it worked. This came out at the beginning of the summer when there was all the barbecues and the heavy fat foods and stuff like that. It's plant-based actives, and there's no known drug interactions. This is something too. It comes in kind of I think there's 2 or 3 punch packs in there. So you could literally just throw one in your purse or in your pocket, put one in your glove compartment of your car. Now that it's not winter anymore, you probably wouldn't want to leave it in the summer if it's hot. But it's great stuff. Whenever you use homeopathy, match symptoms. So the symptoms are labeled on the back. They're labeled here. Here it says acid indigestion, upset stomach, heartburn relief. So That's very nice. So I'm going to tell you about one more that's related. Sometimes when we have indigestion, remember I talked just a minute ago about leaks in the gut if you have big chunks of food that go down? Well, that can cause gas and bloating. Now, this does not fix the issue, but it helps with the symptoms. This is called Gasilla, and it supports bloating, pressure, pain, discomfort. And again, it's 2 every 15 minutes for the first hour. Again, I've tried it. I was flabbergasted how well it worked. So this would be, if you don't want to do those others, or if you just want to have these around, this would be a really nice thing to do. So indigestion, it can be handled in a natural way. We have all this stuff at the Fruitful Yield and on our website. Please check it out. Thank you for joining. Have a wonderful day.